Loading screens.
I was actually gonna make a joke about that, but you beat me to it.
It's time for some more Metroid. We're fucking finally moving away from the blue rat, and we're going into one of my favorite games. Period. I fucking love this game. It's
I when I bought this game, I think I sat on there looking at that logo, listening to the music for like a solid 2 minutes.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Both of these songs here are fantastic.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like, I
Dude, so in the
love the
original
music of Metroid so much.
in the original game, I could never fucking tell what the background of the title screen was, but we're inside of a Metroid, and I can
Yeah,
tell that now with the HD
yeah,
graphics.
it's really really cool.
Yeah, it's so cool. God, this game is so fucking cool. Even though the Metroids don't have that big a role in this game, but that's kind of true for a few of the Metroid games because they all die off at some point.
Yeah, for a series that made such a sudden shift with this game has an absurd reverence to the original look and feel of the series, and it's just I don't know how they got it to this good of a degree on the fucking GameCube.
Yeah, and yeah, like we said before, and like you saw on the title screen, we are doing the remastered version. But I could have very easily recorded the GameCube version, and we would have had a very similar experience. That's just how fucking amazing the original game
I've
is.
seen plenty of footage of the original version. The original version's gorgeous.
Yeah,
Depending on the day, I might even call it better than like the best of what the Xbox could offer, like Halo 2, or better than what the PS2 could offer with like Final Fantasy 12 and shit.
yeah.
It's
For
insane.
for my money, I think for console games at least, I think Metroid Prime is probably the best looking game of that era. And similarly, I think Metroid Prime Remastered is one of the best looking, if not the best looking game of the Xbox 360, PS3, Wii U, Switch consoles. Like that sort of power level of consoles. Because this looks really fucking good. I was amazed that it
hmm
ran this smoothly on a fucking Switch. Like,
I don't
Retro
know what black
Studios.
magic they did with the
Yeah,
textures, but like they had no compromises. And like when the worst I've heard about it is them screwing up the alpha levels on a door.
hmm
Like, you know this is a good
yeah,
game.
yeah, yeah. The only bad part of this game for me is that they just don't like put the original people that made the game in the credits, which is like it was like a kind of a big controversy about the game, but
That's happened a bit because like I never talked about it when we did Halo, but if you play Master Chief Collection, you never get to see the original game credits.
mm,
I don't know if they have a list of credits anywhere. I've never looked, but that is something that happens.
fucking love the it's so good.
You actually had that synced with my video for once, so it kind of matched.
Well, then it'll be perfect for the video. Dude,
Yay.
her ship looks so fucking cool in this. Oh my god! Just for reference, by the way, I recorded this when when this came out. Like like I got the game a couple weeks late because Best Buy lost my pre-order. Um, but I recorded this pretty much right when the game came out, so it's been about a year. At the time of this recording, we were gonna get to this way sooner, but things happened, and I'm basically re-experiencing this for the first time
Oh, she's
since
so
then.
cool. Oh, she's
Yes,
so cool.
she's fucking gorgeous.
When
Oh,
are we getting to Dread? When are we getting to Dread already? Damn it!
look at this! I can aim like a real shooting game. It's so
Hey now,
good.
there is a Call of Duty on the Wii that aims like the Wii versions of Metroid Prime. Just saying.
Yeah, and a lot of people say that that's like better. I have not personally played the Wii games. I was trying to figure out how to scan there. Sorry. um, yeah. So real quick, this is not a 100% run. I was basically playing this game for the first time in a couple years when this remaster came out.
Mm-hmm.
And I went off of memory, which is pretty much what I'm going to do for all the Metroid games that I record for this channel. Mm-hmm. And I think it was like 91, 93%, somewhere in that range. So I'm pretty satisfied with that for memory. So,
I mean, hey, I haven't even beat it, so.
Yay. Look at me. It's so cool. I think she has the spring ball in this version.
So, I guess we'll start opening the fun can of worms. What are your thoughts on the controls of this game? Because I think outside of the GameCube, I've never heard anyone not complain about the controls and the control placements. And the only reason it's not complained about on the GameCube is because it just matches the original design. The game accounts for it having tank controls, so it is what it is. But this game, I think, has a very similar issue to Dread, where they use every single control in the game. However, they use every button on your controller. They milk that thing, but unlike Dread, I think Dread has a much better balance of what you can always press, what you need to reach over the press, and all of that good stuff. This game, unless you are used to playing with your index and middle fingers on the triggers and bumpers respectively, can be a little hard. Trying to get used to that.
Yeah. I think, the game is definitely better designed for the original control scheme. Because, like, you don't really ever have to think of it. The most you have to think about it is getting used to the tank controls in the first place. But other than that, it's like, once you get used to it, everything is very easily accessible at all times. This version, you have to hold a button on the D-pad to swap your beams and stuff, and it didn't really bother me in my playthrough, but I can see it being very annoying for more advanced gamers, I guess.
Yeah, so, like, I didn't have too much problems with the controls because after playing Nier Automata, I permanently, at least on my right hand, hold both the trigger and bumpers with my index and middle fingers respectively.
Yeah.
So outside of a couple of boss fights, I never had to do it with my left hand as well. So I was relatively comfortable the whole way through, but I've seen a lot of people complaining about it. And having... yeah.
Yeah, it's mostly a problem when you're fighting like the like Chozo ghosts or like the final boss where you have to switch your visors all the time and stuff like that. But it's honestly, other than that, like you can get through the game for me mostly comfortably.
I think the thing that kills it the most is the jump button. Because in the original game, it was fine being on a face button because you didn't have a camera to use. Unless you were holding still, so you couldn't jump anyways. In this game, you want to always be on the camera, so you want to do bumper jumper. Because there's a lot of platforming. But because you do bumper jumper, you can't have your thumb or your finger on the trigger instead. Which is your lock-on. So, in boss fight, there are boss fights where you need to lock on, you need to jump, you probably also want your missiles and your power beam all at the ready, and your fingers are gonna get a workout.
I thought you could also bumper jumper with the opposite bumper in this.
You probably could, but that's not how I played it, at least.
Yeah.
Though it wasn't really as much of a problem for me, but if that helps, go for that. I would recommend doing bumper jumper.
They do. It's weird because they have the bumpers set to jump, but then they also have a face button that is still jump.
Yeah. Well, once you get used to bumper jumper, you can just ignore most of the face. I think you can ignore most of the face buttons outside of beam switching.
Yeah.
So, Yeah, it's hard getting the right balance of what buttons you need, what you don't always need, and yeah. Unless you play claw and destroy your fingers, but you know, not everyone
Yeah.
does that.
I'm yeah. I could, like I said, I could definitely see where the problems came from. I just didn't really have issues with it. It did take me a while to get used to the controls in this, quite a bit. But that's mainly just because I hadn't played the game in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, obviously, muscle memory is a bitch. So, all the things being on different buttons and whatnot, yeah, it did fuck with me a little bit. So.
There are other control schemes that used accelerometer controls or gyro controls and shit. I have no idea how they are. I've never tried them.
Yeah, I mean,
they are there, so I felt like I should mention it.
They're probably fine. I did play a lot of the Skyward Sword HD on Switch, and I played it with the motion controls, and it felt mostly fine. Definitely have to keep pressing that freaking reset gyro button all the time, but that's like nothing new for any of these gyro-based video games.
Yeah, because like the only one I really put time into was Mario Galaxy, but that's a bit simpler. But I thought Mario Galaxy controlled just fine.
Yeah. And yeah, that's simply because like the motion controls are tied to like what could essentially be a simple button ability and the pointer. So, you know.
I'm glad you're not 100% in this game, otherwise you'd probably spend like a solid hour of this entire playthrough scanning everything.
Okay, well, I did say I got 93%, so I am scanning a ton of fucking shit anyways.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm not missing out on that much. I don't even know the stuff that I missed in my playthrough, to be honest.
That's okay. We don't need to dwell on that. The playthrough's done and recorded.
Yep. Give me that shit. Missiles.
I'm surprised none of the 2D games have tried doing that outside of AM2R.
Well, yeah, AM2R obviously did it because it was, you know, trying to ape the Prime stuff.
Yeah, I think the closest we had to something like that is like in Dread and in Samus Returns, if you melee counter someone, that health absorbs to you. Or in Fusion, the power bombs bring them to you. I think they do in Dread as well, but I don't remember.
Yeah, and it's time for our first boss. Okay, so I have like a core memory as a child with this boss. So as a child, I watched the Brain Scratch commentary of this game.
I have not seen that one.
And I really wanted to play the game because I was like, wow, this shit looks fucking awesome. But I got the game on my GameCube, and I seriously just could not get used to the controls for the life of me. And me and my cousin were playing it together, and both of us just fucking sucked ass trying to kill this boss. And it's the easiest boss ever.
Do you still have a PlayStation copy? Or a GameCube copy?
Yes, I have Metroid Prime on the PlayStation 4 now. I do have my GameCube copy.
I have Halo on the PlayStation 1.
Nice. My copy of Metroid Prime comes with a demo disc for Prime Echoes, which is kind of cool.
Too bad you never got that one.
Nope, I do have the Prime Trilogy on my Wii U. I just never got around to playing it. Oh no,
Big fan.
Exploding. This is just like Super Metroid.
Yeah.
And yes, I am a fake fan. I haven't played Other M, Metroid 1 or 2.
Well, at least I got you beat in some of that regard.
Yeah.
I have yet to play Other M, though.
And
I'm going to have to record it.
And you haven't beat Prime yet, so it doesn't count as you playing it.
I technically never beat Metroid 2, I guess, then.
But yeah, it's the same with me. I started a playthrough a couple weeks ago, and I just never finished it. So there's that.
As we've discussed plenty of times, Metroid 2 sucks to play. I'm sorry.
I've also started about 1.5 billion playthroughs of Metroid NES and never finished that either. So
that I would recommend finishing. But I understand if you don't.
I want to do it without a guide, but that's like the worst idea ever. So
just do the geek critique thing and actually, play the game and engage with the systems.
That sounds like it'll take too long. I don't have a lot of free time these days. Now I've fucking lost my fucking sense of direction after trying to scan those fucking things for so long.
You would have seen them on the planet. You could have played it.
Yeah, Metroid always has pretty generous countdowns for these sequences, but this has got to be the most generous one.
I think the closest is probably the one from Super, especially if you try to save the animals.
Yeah.
I would also say Fusion, but even with the boss fight at the end, it's honestly not that bad. I've never had too much problems with Fusions.
Yeah, I never had any problem with that one. And that fight is really cool too, so...
Funny enough, the NES countdown's pretty generous too. You wouldn't think it'd be, but it is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't imagine they even tried to balance it back then.
Well, they had to rush to finish the game in like 2 weeks, so...
Yeah. Run!
Visions of the elevator sequence from Lego Star Wars.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I went too far.
This whole section has been heavily breaking on my monitor for some reason.
Well, not breaking for me, so don't know what that's about.
Your videos are too good. My computer can't handle them.
Did you make sure the video downloaded all the way?
If it wasn't downloaded, it would just freeze.
Well, yeah, but it would freeze after a certain point in the video.
I don't know. I'm just saying, my videos never do this to me. So
yeah, my videos are not doing that to me either. So
clearly, I'm the problem. I'm gonna quit.
Good.
So we don't have to deal with this anymore. Holy shit, you used the grapple in this.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. I never got it.
The grapple, oddly, it feels very satisfying to me in this game, but you hardly ever get to use it.
What the hell, man? You disabled it. It was a good turret.
It's not a good turret, it's a sleeping turret. Oh no!
Did you learn nothing from our Portal playthrough?
We got hit really hard, and now we've lost our powers.
Ravenbeak was watching. He got his idea.
Yeah. She doesn't have Metroid DNA yet. He doesn't give a shit about her.
Yeah. Oh, okay. He doesn't have Metroid DNA. I was thinking Chozo for some reason. I'm like, what the fuck are you on about? Doom Guy versus Samus Aran.
Do you remember the back in the day, that old like SFM animation of like Master Chief fighting Samus, but then Master Chief is actually a girl as well? Have you ever seen that?
I have not. What the hell?
It was like, for some reason, one of those really popular fan animations back in the day. And everyone was like, what the fuck? Why is Master Chief
I may know it. Was it by Monty Ohm, or am I thinking of something else?
I don't fucking know.
Oh, because I know he got really big on a fan animation with something with Master Chief for Halo. I didn't know if that was one.
Could have been. I don't fucking know. And I don't have the patience to look. I like how we don't follow Ridley.
She knows she can't fight him? I don't know.
I mean, I guess she's like,
This
ah,
is after
shit.
Metroid 1 and the manga.
Ah, shit.
So
I lost.
she's encountered Ridley a couple times. You know, she knows how powerful he can be.
I lost all my items. I gotta land in some generic open area so I can go and get like 255 missiles specifically.
Yeah. Have you read the Metroid manga yet?
No, I know a lot about it though because I've watched a lot of Metroid story analysis stuff.
Honestly, I would recommend just a straight read of it. It is surprisingly good.
Yeah.
Well, I was expecting it to be kind of cheesy, but it it gets through all of its content pretty well. Lots of room for interesting exposition and lore.
Mm-hmm.
They do a pretty good job. It sets up a nice tragedy, and there were a lot of things about it in the games that I didn't know was introduced from it, like for Fusion
Gotcha.
and Dread specifically. It was
Okay.
neat.
Yeah. And we are here. And
Look at the raindrops.
I know. You look at the raindrops on her gun. If you look up, they start sliding towards you rather
Oh, that's what I
than.
was pointing out. Yeah.
Yeah. They put too much detail into this. Like this generally looks fucking beautiful, and there's gonna be people out there like it doesn't look that good. Yeah, you know the PS5 is, and I'm just like shut up. This
Look,
looks really fucking
when
good.
a Switch can do this by pure art style alone, like the GameCube did back in the day, you go back to Reddit, go back to 4chan, you troll.
Yeah, this kind of proves to me that like the Switch is a lot stronger than we give it credit for. And
Is this a strength thing or an art style thing? I'm curious.
well, I mean,
Because
it's
like when you dig down into details, is this technically any more impressive than like Breath of the Wild, or is it just being utilized in different ways, or is it actually like new techniques discovered? I don't know.
I don't know if it's new techniques discovered. I think it's just I don't know. I feel like that Retro Studios really just did a good job at pushing the graphics here while also keeping it optimized and stuff. Because it's like it's in general these days, optimization is a lost art on other consoles. Like we have such powerful consoles now that the developers don't even worry about optimization, and that leads to their game file sizes being massive. But this game, like, it's one of the bigger Switch games, but it's still like not that big. I think it's only like at most 15 gigabytes.
Mm-hmm. Something
And
like that.
I think that it's, to me, it's just them pushing graphics while also
Well,
retaining the ability to optimize shit.
I mean, if you include DLC and such, the Hatsune Miku rhythm game is much bigger. But
That game
that
probably doesn't optimize that much because it's a fucking rhythm game. It doesn't have that impressive of graphics.
well, it's more that every single music video has a completely unique cutscene for it. Some being full-on FMVs, which takes up a lot of space. Then you also got the individual songs that have to play, plus like 300 plus costumes for all the characters. And yeah, I don't know much about optimization per space, but I feel like that takes up a fuck ton of space.
I mean, yeah, but like, Twitch is a 1080p 60 console, you know, not even 60 sometimes. So like, they could have, I don't know,
I
compressed
am
the videos a
amazed that
little
this
bit.
isn't running at 30, or
Yeah,
is it?
this is a full 60 frames a second.
Yeah, because like
It
not even Breath of the
is.
Wild is always at that.
Yeah, that's why I just think Retro Studios really went hard on fucking optimizing shit, and I am very thankful for it because this game, I will say it like every part, is just fucking gorgeous.
Yeah, for some reason they start with Mario and Zelda, and it's like, yeah, these are fantastic looking games, the best Nintendo's ever made. And then within a year, Metroid takes the place 2 times with Dread
Yep.
and this. It's just
Yep.
absurd.
Both Dread and this are fucking gorgeous games as well. So, yeah, completely agree.
This is kind of a flaw I had with the game. I don't really like the start to this game very much.
Yeah, it does start very slowly.
I get that it has to ease you in, but I don't like immediately having to go to the desert level from the swamp. I would have rather the first area have consisted mainly of the Talon IV overworld.
Yeah, well, now that we're like past that initial area, it's really just like these kind of ruins and tunnels and stuff. Like we're inside of some kind of temple right now or whatever.
It feels a lot closer to Metroid 2 in that regard, but I think both games' detriment. Like I like having a good start, a good bright start, but I don't want to immediately go into the shit, you know.
Yeah,
and I don't want the entire game to be like this. Thankfully, this isn't unlike Metroid 2, but having it right here in the beginning, because this area visually is interesting, but especially in the music department, this is just ambience.
I mean, it sounds pretty good.
Yeah, but like, I don't want to sit here and listen to this. I would have to have something a little more interesting, because I think, because like Dread, think about Dread's soundtrack, how much more slower paced that is, and how much more esoteric it is, but it's way more interesting than this, you know.
Yeah.
Than people give it credit for, at least. People shit on Dread's soundtrack too much, and I will not stand for it.
Yeah, I agree. This game, yeah, it does start off very atmospheric and stuff, but there are areas with their unique themes. This area's specific theme is just very, like you said, it's just atmospheric, kind of. I mean, it is a song, but it's,
it's supposed it's a dead environment. It's supposed to sound dead and such, but like, why is this the second area? Or I guess the first major area.
Yeah. I mean, after this, I mean, we go, we fight that boss with the the bees.
Well, I think we start going into like Magmore Caverns a bit, and then Vendrana Drifts eventually, and like those are both more interesting.
And both of those have actual songs. Like full on.
And they are fantastic, but they are definitely songs.
Yes. Brimstone, a concussive blast. Yeah, this game does a thing where it sort of tells you how to play through the scans. It never directly says, you can use missiles on Brimstone. But it's like a concussive blast. Maybe my missiles will do the job because it's a concussive blast.
Yeah, it's kind of the same deal as with 2D Metroid, where once you get an upgrade inside your suit, you can see it explained there, which is as diegetic as you can get with that. So I think this was a nice 3D equivalent to that for what they're going for. And in fact, in some ways better, because this also has a menu with the suit. You just don't have to look at that to first learn about it. So.
Oh no, touching the bridge activated this thing. Yeah, this is another thing in the original game. I couldn't fucking tell what it looked like. But it's like a Chozo, like 3 Chozo head thing.
Oh. Also, this gives me visions of Doom 93. We're gonna give you a shiny, but then you immediately get attacked.
Yeah. This time it's a little easier to track the things, because you could manually turn the camera. very
Yeah, I
easily.
tried this on the Wii version. I don't know if it was just Dolphin giving me a lot of latency or something, but I could not for the life of me get past these guys. I could just never actually hit them because I could never turn fast enough to track them.
Yeah. That's a thing with the Wii controls. You have to, like, drag the cursor all the way to the side of the screen for Samus to start turning. And I find that a little gross. Because, like, they could have kept the tanky turning, at least. And then just had the aiming be freeform around the screen or something. I don't know.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
We have this now. We don't have to worry about the nasty Wii or GameCube version.
The nasty.
The nasties.
Once I got used to the controls for the GameCube version, I actually kind of really liked it.
I'm sure I'd be fully fine with them, but like, cause I got used to tank controls in Silent Hill and shit. I just don't want to. Like, I got this. Fair. Why would I play it?
That is very fair.
Are we gonna look at all the extras at the end of the game?
See, I thought about it, but I didn't end up doing that.
Aw, damn. It's got some really sick model views, though.
Yeah, I know, but
like the Space Pirates, man. The Space Pirates look so good in this.
I did record it, but then I was like, this kind of makes the video an extra 30 fucking minutes, and I don't want to make it another part. So, yeah, we're not gonna do this. Oh. See, I have a bad habit of re-scanning things. Because I have a bad memory, I guess. I never know if I've scanned a specific thing.
That's okay. You've seen how much I have to look at the map in Doom 2016.
Yeah, I tried to not use the map, but later on, I definitely started using it a lot more.
As you're supposed to.
I said I played this game based on memory, and I also just said I have a bad memory, so you can guess how that went.
Those combat drones are like ripped straight out of Halo.
The combat drones?
Yeah.
The bees?
Yeah.
Why are they combat drones?
Aren't they Chozo combat drones, or am I thinking of something very different?
No, these are bees.
I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
Unless I'm wrong. I mean, I never read the scan logs, so...
Fake fan!
I am a fake fan. I don't have the patience for this shit. That's why it's optional. Holy shit. Map.
I like the map in this. It's not as good as Doom's map, but it is pretty useful.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
And unlike Doom's map, I've actually seen this before, so I'm not going to have the same experience as you.
Yeah, I guess. I think the Doom map is way better because, like, you can actually have depth perception on that fucking thing.
Yeah.
In this, like, it's like orthographic, so everything's, like, at the same Z level, even though it's a 3D map. So
yeah, that's annoying, but
yeah, it's quite...
I guess for secrets, it's fine.
Yeah. It's just quite difficult to tell sometimes what fucking level I am on in certain areas. It's never that big a deal. But yeah.
Ooh. Platform break?
Can I sequence break this? Fuck. Yeah, it's a fucking morph ball thing. Jelly Lord. Come on now.
You don't have the morph ball, do you?
Nope.
Okay.
Sadly.
It feels so fun to control.
We'll be getting it soon, though.
It's imprecise as hell, but it's fun.
I love it. It's just they basically just put a fucking uh, sphere collider in the game and just like let you roll it around. I like it.
The DS version, Metroid Prime Hunters, the demo for it has a
Yeah.
challenge with the morph ball that actually wants you to be precise. And holy shit, it's
Uh,
so fucking hard.
yeah.
So you have to use the same morph ball controls from this with the DS D-pad if you're playing on OG hardware.
Oh god.
And be precise.
Yeah, this game never asks you ever to be precise with the morph ball.
Well, I think
And
most of its challenges are in 2D.
yeah.
So they're just straight up telling you, yeah, we're not going to bother with that.
And if you're just using it in 3D, like these are big, wide open areas. There's not really bottomless pits don't exist in this game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can just use it to go faster. And the Metroid Prime speedrun is basically get the morph ball as fast as possible and constantly roll around for the entire game.
That right there is how I play Halo 3 Legendary.
I think
Stand back and snipe everything.
I think I'm making a mistake coming up here.
I don't think you can get anything up here, but I don't remember.
Not yet. There's this doorway, but we can't really go anywhere in it yet because you need the morph ball. And I'm just kind of exploring. Yeah, there's a morph ball thing right there.
This game, if you get lost for a while, will eventually just send you like an in-game message being like, activity detected here. You should go here. And it's, you know, where you need to go. My only complaint about that is I wish there was just a button where you could press that in the menu to do it automatically.
Yeah,
because there are a few points where I was just like, yeah, I have no idea where to go. How long until the next beacon? And I was just kind of waiting around, finding items every now and then, usually not, until I was finally told, oh, this is where you need to go. Yeah. And it was like way off of where I was looking. I'm like, oh, fuck you.
Yeah, that happens to me, I think, in this playthrough once. Because, I did get lost at one point. I did cut down my meandering on it, but,
you're not using your missiles. You can destroy multiple of them at once.
I'm very stingy with my missiles. I only have 10 of these bitches.
They drop missiles.
Okay, shut the fuck up.
There we go. Look at that.
It feels so slow because the fucking thing has a fire rate of like -50.
Yeah, but you destroy multiple of them in one hit, and it's satisfying.
This ain't like the 2D missiles where you can just spam them. I wish it was.
I don't even need that. I just want them to destroy a lot of things at once. That's how it's a good rocket launcher.
Yeah, but by the time you can shoot another missile, I could have killed 3 of them with my fucking regular ass gun.
Yeah, but that's not fun. Ew.
It's fun enough for me.
I'm sad.
Yeah, frick this guy.
He's pretty easy.
He becomes a regular enemy later.
Yeah. Look at that. You only needed 3 missiles. And you could have used the charge beam instead. I don't want to hear this.
I don't have the charge beam.
Oh, yeah. The point is, you could have used the fucking missiles.
I don't care.
I don't know why I'm yelling at you. You already played the game and recorded it, but I'm going to yell at you.
Yeah, for those who don't know, we do this stuff post-commentary. Like, that's how it's always been. So...
except for Mega Man 2.
Oh, I need the damn spider ball.
I totally played Mega Man 2 live. There's no jump cuts at all.
Yep. Wait, we did Mega Man 2? I think I was drunk for that whole thing because of the amount of jump cuts.
No, that was Dark Souls.
Okay, well, no, I died after Dark Souls. No, I'm just bobbing my head to the music. Let's go.
Yeah, now we got music track. Now this is
And
better.
now we're back out here. Oh, it's not fading away. Okay, the morph ball lets us keep the song, I guess.
Yeah, this is already so much better.
Yeah. Hey, you bitch.
Not the greatest track, but I like it.
I love this track.
Some nice whistles.
This is so much better to do now. Because I always, when I played the game on GameCube, would shoot those fucking beehives from a distance. It's really hard to do in that game, but in this, it's just point and shoot. It's very, very nice.
When you aim in that, if you look in a direction and let go of the thumbstick, does it auto-revert you back to your original position, or can you hold it there?
No, it'll revert back to your neutral position, which is really fucking annoying.
So games do that.
So you basically have to like jimmy the analog stick until it gets into the area you kind of want it to be, and then just shoot and hope you hit it.
Yeah. Gun Valkyrie from Smile Bits does a similar thing with its camera, and it's unbearable because it's also the camera is also has the y-axis reversed, because of course it does. That game is a lot of fun, but the controls are so hard to get used to.
Yeah. Don't go this way at the when you first get to this area. By the way, this leads to a grapple section in a very hot room.
I love the look of liquids in this game.
Looks real juicy.
Especially oddly, like the standard water and the lava. Oh, they look very nice.
The best I can like describe the graphics in this game is that I know you haven't played it, but I have. It looks like a Source 2 game. Like it has the same sort of vibe as Half-Life Alyx specifically, which is kind of surprising. Just the way the colors and the lighting work together, it feels very similar to that.
It kind of reminds me almost a bit of like Mario Sunshine, actually. At least, especially with like the liquid textures.
Yeah, the liquids. Yeah, I don't really see it for anything else personally, but yeah.
I haven't actually played Sunshine, I should add.
No, I didn't get to
I apparently don't like Mario.
I don't know why. It's so fun.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, look, big ass tree. Oh shit, tentacle monsters. Samus Snow.
Have you played this at all in handheld mode?
No, I haven't. I recorded this whole thing, and this has been my only playthrough. So
that's my only. The only thing I can say is just don't. The controls for at least if you're using the Joy-Cons. Do not play this game with Joy-Cons. Good God, don't do it. It does not feel good to play, especially with the rapid fire of the arm cannon here. Does not feel good on a Joy-Con. And the rapid fire on this thing is insane. There is no limit on your trigger finger.
Yeah.
So you can fire this as fast as you want.
Crazy. I think each time you press the button, it automatically fires like 2 or 3 bullets. So yeah, you can fucking spam the shit out of the arm cannon in this game, and I love it. But I can see that it being a problem in handheld mode. I do have it's called a Nitro deck. It basically turns, it's like a big freaking Joy-Con controller thing that you can slot your Switch into, and it's really comfy. It feels like a Steam Deck, so I could probably play this with that, but I don't know.
At least for standard Joy-Cons, don't do it.
Yeah.
And if you're playing like handheld mode like that, just get yourself a visual novel. You'll thank me later.
Nope. Okay. Also, I've said it before in other playthroughs, but I always get every save room every single time I enter a room with a save room in it. So, get used to seeing those.
They look cool, so.
Yeah. No fusion suit, though. I can't switch back and forth between them, sadly.
There is no fusion suit in this, right?
Yeah, the fusion suit is not in this version, I'm pretty sure. I wish, since
missed opportunity, but oh well.
it's a missed opportunity, they could have had the dread suit. That would have been pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, that would have been sick.
I hear something in the walls. Yeah, there's a very obvious sound cue when you're near an item, and it's very helpful.
I didn't know that, and now I'm wondering if I even got that missile. I'm not good at these games.
You know, that was a satisfying missile, what I just did there.
You could have more sachs like that if you just use them more.
Nah, I'm good.
People don't use the missiles in Metroid enough.
They're for the boss fights.
I used to be the same way.
I
and I am in
always be
Metroid
that way.
1.
The only
They're way more
time,
stingy in that game.
the only time I ever like got out of that habit was I think Fusion and Dread, because missiles are very fucking useful in those games.
Oh yeah. So you get the plasma beam and Dread. Then it's just kind of alright, only use this.
Yeah.
Or the charge. The charge is very nice in Fusion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just love that when you get the super missiles, it just upgrades your regular missiles. You know? Like
Very nice.
That is very nice. And
they probably do a whole lot less damage than super missiles and Super Metroid, but you know, I don't care.
Yeah, that's my big problem with Super Metroid, is needing to switch between all your equipment all the time. It does not feel great to me.
With the control scheme I ran for it, I thought it felt pretty good because I had all equipment switching on like the back button, and then you could press X to auto go back to the power beam, and I thought that felt pretty good. The only thing I couldn't do with my control scheme was look down. But, like...
Yeah.
As long as I could look up, that was good enough.
Yeah. See, yeah, the if you have the look up button equipped, then you can hold down while doing it to point down as well, so...
Oh, I didn't know you could do that in Super Metroid.
Yeah, so it's that helps it quite a lot doing it that way. But I didn't know that on my first couple playthroughs of that game. So no. Eyeballs.
I don't know about you, but I am tired today.
Yeah.
I didn't even work.
I did, and I've had a headache all day, but
Oof.
It's fine.
It's okay, we got Metroid now.
Yep, and these eyeball fucking creatures never made sense to me. I don't know what the fuck they are.
I think they're just Chozo technology.
Why did the Chozo make these?
I don't know. Unless you have a power beam, they kind of hurt you a lot. How many people have power beams, you know? Like, I know in Samus Returns, there's... Okay, but we're going to assume when this was built, the Mockin hadn't done their rebellion thingy, so that's fine. But like in Other M, I think there's a scene where they have a plasma rifle, and it takes them like 5 seconds to charge that bitch up for a single shot. So like everyone else's technology is not very good for that.
Yeah, but like, did anyone ever go to Talon IV other than the Chozo before this?
I don't know. They're smart. They, you know, wanted to defend it, but then they made Mother Brain, and that just kind of fucked them. At least on Zebes, I think, for some... Okay, that's the weird thing about the Chozo. Is originally they were only on Zebes, and that's when they got wiped out. But now they're on other planets, and every single planet they're on, they found some way to get themselves wiped out of.
Yeah.
And at least Dread kind of fixed this with the Mockin Rebellion, where it's like, oh, you can just assume now that any other planet probably was because of that. And now all the Mockin are dead because of the X, and that's a lot better. But yeah, originally only Zebes had an explanation for why there were no Chozo left. I guess Usar 388 as well. But yeah.
Yeah. It kind of stinks though when you think about it, because it's like throughout this whole series we think the entire Chozo species is just fucking gone. Then you get to Dread and you find that there's at least one good one still alive, and there's this whole like tribe of evil ones doing stuff, but then they all die by the end of the game anyway, so
yeah, they are actually alive the entirety of these games up until a bit after Fusion, where they get the X and bring it to CDR.
Yeah.
Which is kind of wild. So, they're just very elusive.
Mm-hmm.
You can use missiles.
No, I don't think you can actually use missiles on those guys.
Oh, well, never mind then.
I think you gotta charge beam them to actually kill them. You can just like shoot them to stun them.
Right. Yeah, now I'm remembering. Okay, that's my bad. I won't criticize you for that time. But only that time.
This area has these like big creatures that you go inside of and morph ball bomb, and I find them to look very stupid and funny looking. Like, they have these big ass fucking eyes. Yeah, this fucking thing.
I loved it.
It's like, why is he just sitting there waiting to be blown up?
That is a sea creature, not in the sea, and I think that's the problem.
Is it a sea creature?
That looks like it would be a sea creature.
We never see any of them underwater, though. That's a thing.
Okay, I'm talking about, like, in real life, if you saw something that looked like that, it probably is a sea creature. Because they have very ugly faces like that. I don't fucking care. These aliens look a lot like our species. So... what do you have to do for this?
Thing. Okay, there we go. I don't remember. Oh, you gotta wait for the little fuck me light to show up on top. Yeah, the bosses in this game are not great.
I think the big bosses are. The mini bosses are pretty mad, though.
The big bosses...
I think it was Sheo Gorath from Vendrana Drifts was probably my favorite so far. I thought that one was a lot of fun. Yeah, I like that one a lot.
That one at least...
Especially the music.
Yeah.
The music's so good.
That one at least you can speed up if you know the trick to get him to come out of his thing earlier. But... I don't know. I find the bosses in this game pretty... kind of nothing bosses, which, you know, I'd rather them be nothing bosses than like bad, you know.
Yeah, they're Sonic the Hedgehog bosses.
Yeah, it's pretty
they're there as a boss fight
because they need to be. Before the video, whoever mentions Sonic first leaves the channel.
Oh, shut up! You said the blue rat earlier.
Yeah, but I specifically didn't say Sonic.
I think this is a fair comparison, because we're not going on a full tangent about Sonic the fucking Hedgehog.
I know.
So I'm going to hold it.
I fucking know.
And now to talk about Sonic the Hedgehog. I was watching Sonic X earlier.
Shut the fuck up. We actually like this fucking series.
Right in the middle of when we were talking about the music of that series being forgettable, and then I got to an action scene with Sonic, and I was like, oh hey, this track ain't bad.
Oh.
This isn't going to matter to the audience, but...
Also, I just want to say, within the first part of this video, we got 25% of the logbook scanned.
Jesus Christ. They reuse a lot of stuff.
Yeah, they do. Look at me doing bomb jumps like a fucking pro.
Yeah, pro.
Hey, you know, the timing is kind of awkward in this game. And
hey, I pulled off some sick bomb jumps in Metroid NES, I think.
In the original game of Metroid Prime, they have this sequence later on where you need to use the bomb jump to like complete a little puzzle. And when I was first playing this, I was like, how the fuck am I supposed to get myself up there? Because I didn't know about the bomb jump. And I was just like, what the fuck is this? This is awful.
Back when this was years ago, before I knew anything about Metroid, when I first played Zero Mission, I never actually beat it. But I couldn't get it through my head, but I did not have the ability I needed to get somewhere. And I think I spent like a solid 30 minutes trying to bomb jump up a shaft.
Yeah.
Instead of just going forward a little bit to get the ice beam.
Yep. I've done that shit before. Oh my god. Dude, I was surprised that you could bomb jump in Samus Returns for the 3DS. So like once I discovered that you could, I was doing that shit everywhere.
You can in Dread as well, but I don't think in either of them you can really sequence break with it that well.
You can get extra items with it in Dread at least, and in Samus Returns. Like I got a whole bunch of power bombs way early on Dread specifically. I don't remember my Samus Returns playthrough at all, so because it's been a long time.
This game should have had a wall jump.
Yeah, I think they could have easily done something like that.
No, I want the one from Mega Man X in this game.
Really make this Super Metroid.
Yes.
Why don't they have shine sparking in this game?
They do in Other M. Other M's the better game.
I think the speed booster would have been insanely fun in one of these first-person Metroids. Maybe
because like they would probably have like camera zoom out so you could see her running in third person.
Or they would just increase your FOV so it looked like you're fucking zooming. Like the best example of this I can think of is in Minecraft. If you fucking ramp up your FOV a ton, it looks like you're going light speed.
Or like they could actually let her use the thrusters on her back like she does in Super Smash Bros. And you could get a dash like in Doom Eternal.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at
and then give her a super shotgun with a meat hook on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
yeah,
then
Metroid.
and then we just play Doom. Because it's better.
Energy tank. Yes.
To clarify and not piss somebody off, I can't compare Doom and Metroid. They're too different. I don't think any is better than the other.
Hey, the guy, one of the guys that worked on this game worked on Doom 2016. So.
Oh, well then there you go. I'm
probably
justified.
The guy that fucking made the map.
Yes. Well, no, this is probably the same map from the original game.
That I forget his name, but that guy that I'm talking about, he's got like a very fucking prestigious portfolio going. And he's now, I think he's on the Hypixel team working on Hytale.
Neat. Shit, the lead designer for 2016 and the director for Doom Eternal, like, trying to remember his name, was also a concept artist for Pacific Rim and designed all the Jaegers for that series.
Hell yeah.
And it suddenly, the Praetor suit in 2016 makes more sense.
I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm
having a stroke.
Were you getting a sandwich? Was it good? Was the sandwich good?
I think I might have gotten a text or something. I don't know. It's been a fucking year. Yeah. You know, I find it, I don't know if you had a similar experience, but oh shit. Okay, I'm fine. But like when I'm in this first person mode, Samus kind of feels gigantic, and then when you go into morph ball mode, you realize Oh, she's not that big. I think it's
No, I've
just
never
the
had this
kit.
issue.
I don't know why I thought of that, but I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm even saying at this point.
I'm just
Just
sitting there thinking, she was way more acrobatic in the other games. What the fuck?
yeah, why
I
can't
want the power grip in one of these games, actually.
that
That
would
would
be
be so clutch.
incredibly useful for a game in first-person platforming? Yeah,
Because, like, imagine in first person, because you wouldn't be able to make it look like a natural climber unless she also climbs with her gun. But, like, imagine if whenever she grabbed ledges, she would yank herself up, and it would be a secondary jump.
that would be sick. Well, the whole thing with the power grip as well is like it's for her left arm, so she can pull herself up fully with the one arm.
You see, now
So,
imagine that on a lighter suit like the Dread suit, and you could do what I'm talking about.
or
That'd
we
be
could,
sick. Like
or we could,
Metroid Prime 4, if you take place after Dread, please do that.
or we could redesign her arm cannon so that it's more like Tony Stark's blasters on his hands.
No.
Why not?
If we're gonna do that, then might as well just give her that on the left arm and just have two weapons.
Well, then we could
Or maybe
easily
on
do
her
it on
left arm
both.
she can do a quick shotgun blast or concussive. So like
That
maybe
needs
if you
to
have enemies,
recharge.
maybe if you have enemies that hoard you, you can knock them back with that.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I'm really like we're thinking of new ideas and stuff. I'm really excited for what they're gonna do with Prime 4 if that game. Oh yeah, so you can't use missiles.
Cool.
But yeah, I am pretty excited to see what they do with that game. But I'm kind of worried that they're gonna play it safe, like since it's the first Metroid Prime in a long time.
Yeah, because we already had Prime 3, which kind of does a lot of that.
Mm-hmm. Well, the rumor is that the Prime 4 might be slightly more open world-ish. Uh,
It's actually a third-person action game about Samus's backstory with Madame Malkovich.
wait a minute.
Developed by Team Ninja.
Oh shit! We're bringing it back, baby.
I can't make fun of the game. I haven't actually played it.
Neither have I. And from what I've heard, like the basic gameplay is pretty fun. It's just limited by the Wii.
Honestly, everything I've seen of it makes me think, oh, this is where they got the idea for Samus Returns. And no one ever talks about that.
Yeah, they. I am happy for that because, like a lot of other franchises, if they have a bad game that in their like a generally critically received poorly game, they for the next game they will generally just move on and do something completely different or go back to basics or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Metroid kind of did that, but it also definitely retained some of the Metroid Other M DNA into Samus Returns and Dread, and I kind of like that. I kind of because not all the stuff about Other M was bad or not salvageable, you know. So
Yeah,
it's
it's a hard one. Yeah, I'll let you know how it is whenever I play it. So I also
yeah.
have a retranslation mod for the JP dub. So
Oh, boy.
we'll see. We'll see if the story is quote unquote better in Japanese. I don't think it is because they got the same criticisms over there as we did.
Yeah, I think most of the slightly better parts will be in just some of the character dialogue and not much else because it's still like the same basic story between the regions. But you know, maybe
Mm-hmm.
some of the actual dialogue is slightly better.
A couple decimal points higher, but not
Yeah,
much. You know.
yeah. Can't imagine it being that much different.